I'm going to be doing a giveaway, my very first giveaway on the channel. It's going to be a $10 Amazon gift card to one lucky subscriber. So to enter, what you need to do is first of all, be subscribed to the channel. Second of all, leave a like on the video. And third, you're going to have to comment one underdog in the fight. And if your pick wins, you will be automatically entered into the giveaway. Good luck, guys. I'm back and I'm ready to tackle this UFC fight night. Hermansson versus Joe Pyfer. Now, I'm not going to go through each and every single one of the fights. I'm just going to go through the ones that I'm going to be sprinkling a little bit of dollars on. So let's get into the first one. And the very first fight that I'm looking at is Daniel Marcos versus Aoriki Lang. Aoriki Lang is going to lose this fight, and convincingly. Daniel Marcos is making a huge step down in competition. He faced off against Davy Grant and went to decision. It was debatable whether he won or he lost, but that as it may, Aoriki Lang is nowhere near that level. He went to decision with Johnny Munoz, a butt scooter, a guy who shows no form of threat in the stand-up whatsoever. Daniel Marcos is not the same guy. Daniel Marcos is going to stand up all night and fight with him. Aoriki Lang, in my opinion, has no clear path to victory, so give me Daniel Marcos all day. Second fight, and I'm not going to go through each one of the fights, but it's actually the second fight of the night. Zach Pauga versus Bogdan Guskov, and I got Guskov all day with this one. He has the style to knock out a fighter like Zach Pauga. Zach Pauga is not that impressive in terms of striking, and he likes to hold you up on the fence and try to grind out a decision. He got absolutely chinned against Muhammad Usman, and Muhammad Usman is not that impressive, let's be honest. Nowhere near his brother Kamaru Usman. Guskov, he's coming off a loss against Volkan Ozdemir, but Volkan Ozdemir is a high IQ fighter. He used to be a #1 contender, actually fought for the title against DC. Massive debut for the guy. So I expected him to lose, and I expected him to lose in the fashion that he did. But in this one, he's taking a massive step down, so he's got this one in the bag. It's underdog money as well, so do with that what you will. He's my underdog pick of the week. Next fight, I mean, you guys are probably not going to believe me when I say I'm not doing each one of the fights, but this is actually the third fight of the night. Max Griffin versus Jeremiah Wells, and this fight is saying decision all over it, in my opinion. Jeremiah Wells is a good wrestler, a really good wrestler, and has got some power in his hands, but Max Griffin has got a chin of steel. The only man who really got to finish him was Colby Covington, believe it or not, Mr. Pillow Hands. In his last fight against Michael Morales, he showed exactly how tough he is, and I see that toughness showing up again in this fight. Whether Jeremiah Wells wins or not, that's beside the point, and I will stay away from picking a winner because of the nature of Max Griffin. He's a guy that can survive an early onslaught and turn it up late and fight to decision. So this one goes the distance. Next up, we got Damir Hadzovic versus Balaji Oki. And this is a gimme fight for Balaji Oki. He's gonna knock Damir out. Book that one. Not much I could possibly break down for you for this one because, I mean, there's only one way I see it going. UFC giving a gimme fight to a fighter with a lot of power. What other breakdown would you possibly want? Next up, we got Rodolfo Vieira versus Armen Petrosyan, and this is a rebooked fight. Guys, I'm picking Armen Petrosyan all day on this one. He managed to make Leroy Duncan look amateur, and he's a decent kickboxer. Vieira, his only path to victory is by sub. He's not really going to get takedowns on Armen Petrosyan and hold him down for the entire fight without getting a sub. It's either sub or nothing for him, and every fight starts standing up. Most times I pick a grappler, but a grappler who struggles with takedowns like Rodolfo Vieira, and Armen Petrosyan being aware that the only way Vieira is going to beat him is by sub. He should definitely be working on his takedown defense for this one. So yeah, Armen Petrosyan is going to win by decision or knockout. But I'm leaning more towards the decision. Next up, and I got Michael Johnson versus Darius Flowers. Now, Darius Flowers is now coming off a submission loss to Jake Matthews. That was his debut fight. And the guy is predominantly a boxer. Michael Johnson, same thing. Predominantly a boxer, fights out of the southpaw stance. Just got knocked out cold, brutally, I must add, by Ferreira. Michael Johnson, he has a way of looking good in fights until he gets knocked out. Darius Flowers, being a former cruiserweight and middleweight, if this power carries over, it's not going to last very long for Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson's head is going to get taken clean off his shoulders again, and his chin is fading. So yeah, I got Darius Flowers all day on this one, guys. Next up, I got Dan 50K Ige versus Andre Fili. Now, Andre Fili, he comes from a good team, so his game plan is going to be on point. It's about whether he can execute it or not. Dan 50K Ige, his takedown defense is not the greatest, but he has the knockout power to put a cow to sleep. Dan 50K Ige can also go to decision. This fight is most likely going to go the distance. And if it was to be finished inside the distance, I got Dan Ige for this one. Dan Ige could either knock out Andre Fili, who has been chinned in the past, or he can go to a very, very close decision. It's time for the main event of the evening. We have Jack Hermansson versus Joe Pyfer. And this one, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I got Joe Pyfer winning inside the distance for this. Joe Pyfer has got the submissions in the bag, and he also has the knockout power. He recently broke Francis Ngannou's punching power record. You know, don't believe everything you see on the internet. He packs a serious punch. And Jack Hermansson, I don't see him being able to get a sneaky Joker-teen lock or be able to outpoint him like he did Chris Curtis. Joe Pyfer all day on this one, guys. And thank you guys so much for watching. I have been that betting dude. This has been my UFC Fight Night 246 picks for Hermansson versus Pyfer. Be sure to leave a like, comment what you think down below, and enter the giveaway as said before. Subscribe, follow me on TikTok, follow me on Twitter, join the Patreon, support the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, game time.